If you could be heard the way they talked about you last night, you would be cried. Not out of sadness, but because for the first time, people finally saw what you've always hoped they would. Archangel Michael says something important happened yesterday, something that completely changed how others see you, and how your person feels about you. The people who once doubted you, laughed at your name, or judged you without knowing who you really are, they saw your photo. And for the first time, they didn't have anything to say. No jokes, no eye rolls, just silence. Someone in the room even whispered, "Is this person even real?" That's how stunned they were. It wasn't just your face. It was something deeper, your eyes. One of them said, "No wonder you can't forget them. Look at their eyes. They've clearly been through pain, but somehow they still shine." They saw it. The thing that not everyone notices: the strength, the beauty, the warmth that lives in your eyes despite everything you've survived. And you weren't even there. But your photo was. And heaven was. They passed it around like it meant something more than just an image. They felt it. Your energy, your spirit, the way your light lingers even through pixels. Some people smiled nervously. Some just stared. But no one laughed. And the person who loves you, they didn't even have to defend you this time. They just smiled. Because finally, everyone else saw what they've known in their heart from the beginning. Michael says that moment wasn't a coincidence. It was planned. Heaven made it happen so your person could finally wake up. You may have thought they forgot you. Maybe you felt their silence like a wall. But Michael says silence doesn't always mean someone has stopped caring. Sometimes it means the feelings are too deep to explain. They've been feeling too much and didn't know how to say it. But after that night, something inside them shifted. Something that had been locked up finally opened. Their friends' reactions hit them like truth they couldn't ignore anymore. One of them said, "You'd be a fool to let someone like that go." And that line stuck with them. It stayed in their mind, repeating over and over. It broke through the wall they built. You were never just a passing moment to them. You were never just a crush. You were something far more important. Something that reached into the core of who they are. You were sent to awaken them, and you did. Even if you didn't know it. That part of them is awake now, and it's not going back to sleep. But awakening brings motion. It brings action. That storm inside them, it's growing. And it's pushing them to do something bold. Something real. Your life is about to change because they are about to take a step they've never taken before. Michael says it's like a page turning in the story of your life, and heaven is the one flipping the page. After everyone left that room, they didn't go to bed. They couldn't. They stayed up looking at your photo again. They zoomed in. They stared. They smiled. Then they whispered something so soft that even the angels leaned in to hear it. "I can't lose them. not again. And then, they cried. Not because they were sad, but because they remembered. They remembered the moments they ignored your messages, the times they stayed silent, the signs they pushed away, the things they didn't say because of fear. They saw it all, clearly. And heaven gave them a push they couldn't ignore. Have you been feeling them too, waking up at strange times thinking about them out of nowhere, that's not in your head? Michael says they've been thinking about you, but not just that. They've been feeling you. At 2:14 a.m. At 11:33 p.m. random times when your name rushes through their chest like thunder. Every time they think they're finally over you, something happens. A memory. A dream. A flash of your smile. And it all comes back. And do you want to know what finally broke them open? Your smile. One of their friends looked at your picture and said, "This smile could heal the world." And they couldn't argue. They knew it was true. That smile helped them through their darkest nights. Even when they didn't tell you. Your energy held something sacred for them. Something peaceful. Something like home. That's why Michael is here now. Because heaven is working. Quietly. Powerfully. Behind the scenes. Aligning your paths again. But Michael also wants you to know something important. Someone in that group of friends used to have feelings for your person. When they saw your picture, they smiled, but it wasn't genuine. It was jealousy. Quiet. Hidden. Calculating. That person may try to make a move. Heaven is showing you this now to protect you. Because this isn't just about love, it's about purpose. About soul paths. You weren't just placed in their life for romance. You were placed there to restore something sacred. And when your photo went around that room, it triggered memories that go far beyond this lifetime. Your soul knows them. Their soul knows you. And now the rest of the world is starting to see it too. That's why someone said, they don't just look good together. They look destined. That word destined, it changed everything. Your person couldn't pretend anymore. They tried to act strong, like your name didn't affect them. But when they heard your name, their voice softened. And everyone noticed. They even wrote you a message last night. Typed it all out. Every word they've been holding in. But then someone near them said, what if they don't feel the same? And just like that, they froze. Fear stopped them again. But now they regret that choice. Every second of hesitation is eating at them. Because heaven gave them a chance, and they didn't take it. But you did. You opened this. You listened. That means you're ready. And now, so is heaven. What's coming next in your life will not be like what you've been through. You're not going to be ignored this time. You're not going to be overlooked. You're going to be seen, chosen, remembered. And it all begins with one step. One message. One choice to stay open to what your soul already knows. Breathe deeply. Because something sacred is about to begin. Michael says they're not waiting anymore. They've already started planning. Last night, they stayed up late. They looked through your old photos. Read your messages. Whispered your name like it might somehow bring you back. Then they did something unexpected. They started searching for places near where you live. Yes, they're thinking about coming closer. Not just in words, but in person. They don't want to send another message. They want to see you. Because one of their friends said something that shattered the wall they were hiding behind. How did you let someone like that slip through your fingers? That question hit hard. Because deep down, they knew. They didn't let go because they didn't care. They let go because they cared too much. And they didn't feel worthy. But now they realize you were never too much. You were the blessing they didn't believe they deserved. That's why they're choosing bravery this time. They've been hiding something for a long time. A letter. A gift. A message that was always meant for you. They're not coming empty-handed. And they're praying to heaven that when they show up, you don't walk away. Because what they're going to say isn't just "I miss you." It's something far deeper. A truth they've buried. A secret they've carried in silence for years. The reason they disappeared. The reason they stayed quiet. The reason they didn't choose you back then. It wasn't rejection. It was fear. And that fear is finally losing its grip. Michael says they're getting ready to come back into your life soon. You might feel it before it happens. A strange pull in your chest. A dream. A sudden wave of emotion. That's not anxiety. That's your spirit sensing theirs. Because this isn't just about getting back together. It's about fulfilling something bigger than both of you. You were chosen. Before this life, before this body. The contract your souls made in heaven is now reaching the moment of fulfillment. And you've arrived at a sacred crossroads. Michael says there may be distractions. Confusing moments. Doubts. People who try to make you question everything. Ignore them. You already know the truth. You've always known. This isn't about looks or words. It's about energy. About the way their soul always knew yours. The way you've felt them, even in silence. The way they've carried your imprint, and you've carried theirs. If you're feeling emotional now, maybe even crying, it's okay. It means your soul remembers. Heaven is closer than ever. And so are they. They're not asking for your permission anymore. They're coming. Because they finally see what they almost lost. You. The light in the room. The whisper of peace in chaos, the one who always felt like home. They're ready to speak the truth. the kind of truth that explains everything. And when you hear it, something inside you will shift. Time may feel like it stops, but your heart will recognize it, and your soul will say, finally. And love, real love, is returning. They didn't fall for your appearance, they fell for your energy, for the way being near you felt calm, safe, and real. No matter how far they tried to run or how long they stayed silent, the connection never left them. Because love, like the 𝚹𝚘𝚒𝚗𝚗𝚒, it leaves a mark deep in the soul that can't be erased. Archangel Michael says they still carry your imprint, and you carry theirs. That's why sometimes, out of nowhere, you feel emotional or overwhelmed. Your soul remembers them. And now, something is shifting. God is moving in the background. Quietly, powerfully. He's flipping the page to a new chapter in your life, one filled with clarity, peace, and restoration. What once felt heavy is about to feel lighter. Jesus is the light in the darkness, and if you've been tired, hurting, or unsure, He is bringing rest and healing. So pause. Take a deep breath. Let your heart open again, even just a little. Because these next few days are important. Michael says you have less than 4 days, and what happens in this window will change everything. If you feel like you should reach out, do it. Don't overthink it. And if they reach out to you, don't let fear or doubt get in the way. This is what you've both been waiting for, whether you've admitted it or not. They are coming. And this time, they're not coming with mixed signals or half-truths. They're coming with honesty. With the confession. Something they've held in for far too long, something that will explain the silence, the distance, and the things that never made sense. And when it happens, you'll feel it. Like time pauses just for a second. Like your heart recognizes something ancient and sacred. Because this moment was always meant to come. You've been waiting for this even when you didn't realize it. So get ready. Stay open. Stay grounded. They're coming. And this time, it's real. You are stepping fully into the power I've placed within you. Divine messages, consider contributing through a super thanks. Whether it's $10, $20, $50 or more, your generosity helps us share these angelic messages with the world. Together, we can build a community of faith, hope, and love.